the Wheel. Wow, a lot of major arcana card. The Wheel, and then we also have the Chariot, so a lot of like kind of sudden, an urge to move forward suddenly kind of energy here. All right, so with the Chariot card and the Lovers here at this side, we have a lot of momentum towards making a decision. The Lovers sometimes indicating a choice between your head and your heart. Can indicate true love as well. I'll get additional cards on that. But this Chariot energy going into this time frame is about you, really, Aquarius, having great determination, moving forward because of your steadiness, your willingness to hold steady the polarities within, mastering different energies coming in and continuing on your path regardless. It's really beautiful energy. The text of this card says, success that comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments, being in the spotlight. It can also indicate bringing a relationship into the spotlight if you have been kind of secretly dating. But what's really, really interesting, so we have this Chariot, like movement, going forward, and then we have, boom, the Four of Winter. The Four of Winter, it can indicate a trip. So maybe you're coupled and you take a trip together, and it works out very beautifully with the Lovers card. But for many of you, that Four of Winter is going to feel energetically more like you want to take a rest, like you just need some time to rest and recover and contemplate all of the hard work that you've been doing in order to master these opposing energies, these opposing forces that you've been kind of working with. I kind of feel like some of you may do this within the relationship if you're coupled, in terms of the two of you just kind of being together and being quiet together, or it may indicate a little bit of time just separate from either your partner or just, if you're single, more time alone to rest. It's about more of that divine feminine energy going within more, instead of trying to, take action. The Chariot is much more divine, masculine type of energy, putting forth energy out in the world to make things happen kind of energy. But let me get some information on this Lovers before I go into the romance cards. So let's get some clarification on this Lovers. It says, true love that is long-lasting, choices made from the heart, a return to good health. Seven of Autumn, Two of Spring, Princess of Spring. So it looks like with the Lovers energy that for some of you it may have been a long time coming, like maybe you've been waiting for it to happen, especially after that Four of Winter energy, which is more about kind of, going within, not actually taking a lot of action. And you may have been having to be patient in order to either have this person come in or to make a decision about this individual, or have them make a decision about you. But we do show this card as well as, because we've got the clarifying the Lovers, we have the card of, you've laid the seeds and you've been waiting for them to ripen and become ready for harvest. I'm not a gardener, but that's my understanding, my limited understanding of how it works. And then we have the Two of Spring, which is very much about making progress, partnering with another, forward momentum, right? So after this sort of long period of waiting, possibly rest, suddenly there's forward momentum, and there's a great need to take action, right? This is the Princess of Spring. It doesn't always indicate a fire sign, although it could. But for me, pages or princesses don't necessarily correspond to particular zodiac signs. But we have this sense of like play and forward momentum and like, messages coming in and taking action upon those messages. So it does appear, and there's a lot of passion involved, that this Lovers energy, if it's a decision that's being made, it's taken some time to get there, but then suddenly things move forward very, very nicely, very quickly. Especially with the Wheel down here, that makes a lot of sense. That energy would be present here. The Wheel also indicating choices in this particular deck. Major Arcana energy. But let's talk about these romance cards for you, Aquarius. So it says keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. And we have it right here underneath the Chariot. So as I feel this for you, Aquarius, it feels like with the Chariot is all about that will and determination, right? Making a decision, going after it, and making sure that you can get where you want to go, right? Very focused energy. And yet here we're saying, your guides and angels are saying to you, Aquarius, like, don't get too locked into one particular way, right? Allow yourself a little bit of play, a little bit of movement here, because it may not either be manifesting as you had desired or you had expected, or it may not even be the person that you had expected, because you have this Lover's card indicating a choice sometimes. So that there may be more than one person involved with in terms of your romantic choices during this time period, Aquarius. And so just, that Chariot energy is very powerful energy, but just remind yourself, like, we're not just all, regardless of gender, we're not all divine masculine or all divine feminine. There's a balance within, and the Chariot is also about, it's not only divine masculine energy, because, the Chariot is holding opposing forces, right? Mastering those, keeping those steady. And so part of that is that divine feminine of keeping an open mind, being open and allowing for all possibilities to present themselves before you make a decision, right? And then maybe this time period, this time where you just want to rest and relax, maybe go on a short vacation, to reflect and consider your options. It's going to be different for everybody. It's a general reading. But we also have flirt right in the center. So extend your lighthearted energy to others. Again, it's the same message here for you, Aquarius. Like, don't get too locked into one particular outcome, one particular set agenda that you've been working on. Allow yourself some room here, because not everything's set in stone. The wheel is about divine timing, things coming in that, the divine knows about that we don't know about, and the divine comes in and makes things happen in conjunction with us. So that's how I'm feeling it for you. It's not just about being flirtatious, although it can certainly manifest in that way, but it's also about just keeping it light, right? When you're flirting, you're doing it not because you're necessarily trying to, get someone in bed, although that may be the result. But a lot of times we just flirt because it's fun. It's fun to be playful and keep that lighthearted energy, because you know that there's not necessarily anything that's going to come of it. And that's kind of where you're being asked what you're being asked to consider. Then we have the stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So I think, for you, again, it's about keeping open to the options. I mean, as we see here, she's making an offering to, as I see this, to love, to the love goddess, possibly to Aphrodite. It looks like, I don't know what statue that is, but in my mind it is. And, so it's about being open and optimistic about love in general, about opening your heart, about being lighthearted, about keeping your mind open. Whenever we give in to fear and worry, it's very collapsing energy. It's very, contracting energy, and love is about expansion and openness. And so you're really being encouraged during this time frame to keep a sense of openness, and it'll really benefit you, because the wheel is about sometimes things happening unexpectedly and quickly. So it will benefit you to be just have a sense of play and openness, Aquarius. Okay, so let me go ahead, and I think what I want to do, I'm going to get 3 more cards on this wheel for you. And then I'm going to probably close out your reading. It's a pretty clear reading for me, for you. I mean, the energies are there regardless with whether you're single or coupled. So you can interpret them, as I've already kind of mentioned, that, you may be going on a trip together, or you may... And the Lover's indicating, like, not necessarily for a couple, that not necessarily are you making a choice about a particular individual, but maybe more that you've been deciding if you want to take even if you're coupled, even if you're married, making a decision to even deepen the intimacy between the two of you. Because no matter if we're coupled or single, there's always room for growth within self, within relationship, within partnership. So clarifying this wheel card. Aquarius. Ace of Winter, Two of Winter, Ego. Okay, so clarifying this wheel, this kind of forward momentum, this idea of possible choices. We have the Ace of Winter, which is about a brand new idea kind of coming in, the potential for epiphanies, the potential for an idea that can work out really well in your favor. And we're talking about love here, so it could be in terms of a partnership. You might get some clarity around someone, but then your ego comes in, right? We have this fairy here, and with the Two of Winter, like kind of this sense of balance and stasis, like. And in the more traditional tarot, it's shown as, in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's shown as with the blindfold and the swords like this across the heart, like not listening to the heart, waiting for an answer in a lot of ways. And it looks like there is energy here to make a decision. It's asking that you do make a decision with this together, but that fear and anxiety are preventing that. Preventing the decision to be made, and also just worrying that you'll make the wrong decision, maybe feelings of guilt or shame. If it is regarding a choice, maybe you have to leave someone in order to make a decision, and your ego is like, that's going to look bad on me, or I'm going to feel guilty if I do that. It's major arcana energy, so you're going to feel it a bit more strongly, and it's associated with the wheel, so it's kind of all mixed in together there. I'm going to get... hang on one second, Aquarius. I want to just look at... Yeah, so in this particular deck, I've already kind of mentioned it. The wheel is about change. So, just be aware that there is this idea that things can change rapidly. And the Princess of Spring is all about kind of fast-moving energy here. So whatever is happening, especially in the area of physical intimacy, it looks like there's some change happening. I think you're making a choice, or someone is making a choice in love, regardless of whether you're coupled. It doesn't necessarily mean that if you're coupled that someone's going to leave you or you're going to leave them, although it can. It also can just mean that there's a choice being made within the partnership that creates forward momentum. But just, be aware that in the area of physical and sexual intimacy, you may be getting some new ideas, and you may feel a little bit stuck, or maybe you have previously, and your ego has kind of prevented you from moving forward. But remember, the wheel is about the divine coming in as well and changing things. So be prepared that change may occur before you may necessarily be ready. But that's okay. Everything happens as it's meant to, and so just be as kind and gentle as you can with yourself. If you're feeling like, I wasn't expecting that, I wasn't ready for that to happen. You've obviously done really good work around this, because you've been mastering and have been encouraged to master these opposing forces so that you can move forward and be in the spotlight, take your relationship into the spotlight. But don't forget that in the center we do have this Four of Winter. So if you do feel some fatigue, be gentle and kind with yourself. Draw yourself on, if you like to take a bath, a nice warm bath, or make a nice hot cup of tea, or snuggle with a blanket, or snuggle with your partner, or just listen to some beautiful music. Whatever it is you do to kind of nurture yourself, right here in the center, it will be beneficial for you, and remind you that you are worthy and deserving of nurturing, and no matter what is happening in what we sort of perceive as the outside world. All right, I'm going to get one more card for you, Aquarius, and I'm going to close out your reading. I hope you're understanding the messages in there. You may want to listen to this a second time just to make sure that they all got in there. I think I want to take, I want to get from the Life Changes Oracle deck, just because we are talking about change here with the wheel and the ace, new beginnings, and the Lovers sometimes indicating a choice. So let me get one more card for you, Aquarius. What's going on with you guys? So curious. Okay, it's going to be fun to see how it plays out differently for coupled Aquarius as opposed to single. Regardless of how it plays out, the energies are present, and it's just, you can just begin to identify them as they come in and look at how they affect you and your specific set of circumstances. It's going to be important, though, for you not to give in to fear and worry. The ego card can feel very grabby sometimes and get our attention, but looks like things are going to be working out very nicely for you. So, do your best to stay present in the moment and be as playful and optimistic as you can. Moving, huh? Very interesting. So, we have the Chariot next to the Four of Winter, the Chariot indicating forward momentum, the Wheel, forward momentum. The Four of Winter can indicate a vacation, taking, going somewhere, if not indicating just more quiet rest and reflection. So, for some of you, you may actually be moving out, moving forward. There's just a lot of forward momentum. So, be prepared, for that, Aquarius. And a lot of times, not everyone likes change, but it's important that we always keep growing and transforming, as you well know. So, and I think this moving will actually give you some confidence, because whenever we're kind of stagnating for a while, we're waiting for something to happen with kind of like this, when waiting, this energy of waiting, and even this energy of like, no, I'm not quite ready yet. And then the choice being made with the Lovers, it does tend to give us confidence, as we move forward, because sometimes the waiting and the not knowing is what causes us to second guess ourselves and get into a place where we feel that fear and anxiety and we feel like nothing's ever going to work out. But I'm really drawn to the reds and the yellows and the oranges here with this. It's like all those lower three chakras really giving you a sense of confidence as you move forward. This whatever this moving is, it's going to give you a sense of confidence and joy. It goes so nicely with this energy. It's like very much the same card. This says, it's time to go after your dreams, do something that expands your horizons, let your creativity take flight. I'm really drawn to all those butterflies. So there is transformation happening with this decision that is being made, or being made for you with the Wheel. So anyway, I hope you found that helpful, Aquarius. I wish you much love as always, and I will see you on the next reading or your private reading.